love with my crop tops. It's a right gloomy day in London, and guess what I'm going to be doing? Walking. Got my little red book. A little J trivia, my favourite colour is red. So I actually did some research for this challenge. Data collected from millions of mobiles indicate an average person walks around 4,774 steps in the USA. So that's around 2.7 kilometres a day. Here in Britain, we average out 5,444 steps. And then Japan is a little bit healthier with 6,010 steps. So when we consider that these numbers are averages and that a lot of people, maybe you watching, me definitely included, walk far more than that per day, you've also got to remember that that's an average. So in Britain, if the average is 5,444 steps, there are probably millions of people out there who are walking far less than that a day. Just so that's sinking. From looking at the research, average hunter-gatherers, including the hunter-gatherers that are still alive today, such as the most widely researched hunter-gatherers called the Hadza. The Hadza are a Tanzanian modern-day indigenous tribe, so they're still around today. There's less and less hunter-gatherers that we can research from, but the Hadza tribe in Tanzania is still going strong for now and open to a lot of researchers to study their way of life. And on average, they've been seen to walk around 9.5 to 14.5 kilometers a day. And that roughly equates to 6 to 9 miles a day, which is about 20,000 steps a day. Ironically, what I'll be walking per day this week. 20,000 steps. In our modern world, in the Western world, we have less and less reason to walk that much unless we deliberately go out and walk, which is considered exercise. So not because we have to. So as you all probably know, watching this, sitting there either on your phones or on your computers, we're sitting down most of the time. A lot of us have sedentary jobs where we're looking at a screen for long periods of time, and so we have to take specific hours of our day to go out and exercise. But I wanted to speak about why I specifically chose 20,000. So one, modern day hunter-gatherers walk about 20,000 steps. Two, I also looked at how many steps I tend to do. So obviously, I would consider myself pretty active, probably around 12,000 steps a day. And so 20,000 for me seems like a moderate good challenge to put myself through for the week, and seeing how I juggle that alongside doing my job, which is predominantly sedentary based, and living my life. So off I go with my little experiment. I will weigh myself on the first day, right in the morning when I haven't eaten anything and when I've popped to the loo. I'm hypothesizing maybe I will lose a few pounds with water weight. I mean, how much can you really lose of actual fat mass in a week? I'm not too sure about that. But I will measure it nonetheless, and I'm not gonna measure my body. I don't think there'll be any drastic changes to that. I'm more interested to see how I feel after the week, if it was manageable with the lifestyle that I have, and if I did lose any weight, which again, I hypothesize will be water weight. So happy to take you along the journey with me. I'm just pretending that this spot that exploded this morning is a really cool mole that just goes with this look with the lace, and my nail varnish that's coming off my nails. Yeah. Right, I better get cracking. So yeah, probably walk around this room, try and tidy it up a little bit, I guess. This is going to take far longer than I thought. Well, I might as well get a few steps in now, right? I don't know if it counts them as normal steps or if, like, you jog. Yeah, I don't know if it counts as normal steps if you walk or if you jog, like, you know, all of this. But so far, 600 steps. So it's going to be a long day. It's like one of those games, you know, where like you're trying to get your character to walk through the wall. Right, I'll get on with it and I'll leave you. Hey all. I usually wake up quite early in the morning, around 5:30, to drive to my ice skating class. It's about a 20-minute drive, but I don't get many steps in, and for some reason it doesn't count to slide on ice. So at the moment I've driven to the class, come back, and I'm about to start my work. I'm just sat there with my laptop on top of a yoga block, and I'm currently on, let's see. Yeah, it's always around 2,500 steps at this point in the day. It is, coming up to 9:30 where I'll start work. So there's probably going to have to be lots of walking in between. Lunchtime, I tend to go for a walk. That's about 5,000 to 6,000 steps. I do about 1,000 steps just trying to get up from my seat every hour or so. That ends up being around 1,000 to 1,500 a day. And then at the end of the day, I like to be a little bit social and either go and see a friend or talk to some friends or family on the phone while I go for a stroll. And that ends up where I have like the bulk of my steps for the day. Ironically, I'm taking this video sitting down. I should be pacing. Actually, what am I doing? I should be actually up. I think it's just good to try and get into the mindset of moving your body, getting up from your chair, even if you do have a sedentary job where you can walk around and I guess increase your NEAT. But if you're trying to deliberately increase your NEAT, then that's not NEAT, if that makes sense. Okay, it's coming up to 3:30, and I have gone for a really long walk during my hour's break for lunch, and I've got up and walked around my kitchen as much as I could. I've been very conscious of the extra walking to the point that now at 3:30 in the day, I'm on just over 15,000 steps, which is really nice because now I feel like, just, 5,000 more to go. It's been doable, but it's definitely taken a lot out of me, and it's very difficult to concentrate for longer periods of time when I know I have to sort of get up and walk. I haven't consciously walked 20,000 steps. Like I've had days where I've walked 30, 40, 50, 60, even 100,000 steps, as you can see from one of my YouTube videos. But I've not consciously tried to walk 20,000. Day 2, I'm just about to get home to do some work, and I'm on about 3,500. I couldn't be bothered today to get up and walk, but here I am doing it. And I normally go ice skating before my work, but I just couldn't get up from bed. I was quite tired from all the walking yesterday. Off we go. Today is day 5. Wow, it's gone so quickly. Day 5. I'm going to be walking for like 2 hours in the autumn. Should be fun. What I don't have is my sunglasses. Oh, little cat. Doesn't want to be my friend. He's a bit scared. Where's he gone? There. He's like, what's this? It's quite a warm day today, even though it's autumn. Lots of brown leaves on the floor. But just going to go for a walk. Normally I'm on the phone to a friend or listening to a podcast or whatever, but actually meeting some people and having a nice little catch up. So hopefully, time will pass, and I reckon I'll be about halfway in 10,000 steps after this. So I'll go for another extended long walk in the evening. Hopefully it's not dark. I mean, it's November, so it does get dark quite early these days, but oh well. I have my scarf and everything, so if it gets a bit colder in the dark, then it doesn't really matter. walk 10,000 steps today, that probably burns X amount of calories, but that can literally be replaced by me eating an extra slice of cake, which I would. People who exercise the most lost less weight than they predicted because they ate more. So naturally, with a lot of cardio, it's great for you, it's really great for your heart, but it does increase your hunger. And therefore, you do end up eating more. So there tends to be a sweet spot if you do want to walk a little bit more because you think you could drop weight. There tends to be a sweet spot where you can increase the number of steps that you take per day. But too much walking would just increase your hunger and offset all of the calories burnt, or a lot of the calories burnt from the extra walking. So a lot of people look towards walking as an easy, safe and doable way of decreasing weight. But if you walk too much and increase your steps far more than you're used to, then you just end up feeling hungry and probably eating more. Several experiments required large doses of exercise. One involved training for a half marathon, and they did cause the exercisers to eat more. When the body regulates energy balance, like a thermostat, it apparently does so more through diet than through physical activity. So a lot of the research that's been done on this obviously shows the massive health benefits in terms of your cardiovascular system and all other parts of the body if you increase your steps, increasing your cardio. But if we're solely looking at weight regulation, so increasing your steps to lose weight, that can help, but not as much as we had predicted previously. Diet is the largest contributing factor to weight loss. And obviously, if we increase steps drastically, like in one of the studies where they were training for a half marathon, the exercisers ended up intuitively just eating more, and so their weight was not affected as much as we would have thought. Can you walk to lose weight? So on the face of it, I think a lot of people will be like, yeah, you're exercising, you're walking, it's moderately low intense activity. But I think there's more nuance to that. It's not a simple kind of yes or no answer. A lot of us know, just like we've been told many times, eat your 5 a day, fruit and veg. We've also been told that on average, we should aim to walk 10,000 steps a day. But I don't know if you're familiar as to why that random number was puffed out of magic hair. It actually came from the 60s, from a Japanese company called, I haven't written it down. Yamasa Tokai, who actually invented a simple, really inexpensive pedometer. Do you remember those pedometers? I remember you used to get a free one if you bought a certain pack or certain amount of packs of Special K. I remember I'd clip it onto my trousers and stuff, and oh, what a long way we've come now with our little gadgets and gizmos, and wow, I sound like I'm 80 years old. So yes, it was invented by them, and they essentially called it Manpo, I'm going to slaughter this, sorry, any Japanese people watching, Manpo K. Manpo K is the name of it, which roughly translates to 10,000 step meter. And I think that number at the time, it seems to have been plucked from thin air, but it's a relatively easy number to remember. 10,000, nice round number, and a relatively challenging but also achievable goal that we could all aim for to reach per day. 10,000, take it with a pinch of salt. I know a lot of people who are really into their fitness who probably walk far less than that, but weight train or do resistance training, and I know people that do lots of marathon running and more cardio and probably walk far more than that. 10,000 steps has since been adopted as the worldwide benchmark for minimal daily physical activity.